The broadcast is live. Oh, we're coming in now.
You only have to be on for a minute.
Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DiPietro and Bob Zagami.
Well, let me get that out of the way. We don't want that obscuring our view. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RVing in New England. And Uncle Bernie's back with us in the co-host seat this week. And
Hey,
Bernie,
thanks for joining us.
Huh?
Thanks for joining us all tonight, folks. It's really exciting. Jerry's already on board, and I know we're a little bit late today, but I was so excited and exuberant with the music you were playing during the countdown. I'm sure I screwed everything up for you.
I saw you doing your guitar band imitation
It was a drumming.
down in the lobby tray that we could do that. Yeah, we got a great guest tonight. Janine Pettit's going to join us about 7:15 from Girl Camper. But
We love Janine Pettit. Oh, she's fantastic.
She's always a great guest. But, before we do that, we should get the man of the hour and the man on the tour and check in with John from, I believe, is it Savannah? I think it's Savannah, Joy. Well,
Down in Savannah.
let's let him tell us.
Sure.
Hi, everybody. I
There
have
he is.
my two co-hosts here.
Hey.
Mary Beth, Mila, how are you? Welcome to
Those
the show
lovely
again.
ladies.
Hello, we're in Jacksonville.
You're
Yes,
in Jacksonville. You're outside Jacksonville. You're right. All right, I got a question for Mila. Mila, how come you don't have a hat like your grandmother?
Because she's normal.
Say we're
I
having a
have
great
to
time.
protect my skin.
Say we're having a great-
I see. All right, you're fair skinned. Mila, you
Just
did a
look
good
at
job
stuff.
on that waffle there this morning. Was it this
Oh,
morning at the
right.
Waffle House?
Okay, move yourself in here.
Huh?
Like the Waffle House.
When was the Waffle House? Tell them.
Good
Yeah.
When was it?
today.
Today, right?
What did you have?
A waffle with
Hey.
peanut butter chips.
Peanut butter chips.
Peanut butter
Nice.
chips.
Here, get down.
Huh?
Move
Peanut butter
yourself-
chips?
There you go.
Did you have whipped cream or anything else on it?
No, not today.
Peanut butter chips.
What's a peanut butter chip with a waffle? It's like potato chips, only they're made with peanut butter?
Well,
No,
you can have
like chocolate chips
chocolate
but peanut
or
butter.
Peanut butter chips.
They don't make pancakes at Waffle House,
I know.
and they don't make
Of course not. It's called
omelets.
the Waffle House.
They don't make omelets either.
No.
But Jerry had asked, I wonder if Johnny D survived the Waffle House. Jerry, do you mean from eating the food or from the clientele that frequents the
Right.
place?
He didn't get shot, Jerry, so I guess that's a good indication.
Great clientele, great food. We loved it.
Actually, it was freshly prepared. They make
Yes.
it right in front of you.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Americana at its best.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
right.
Amila,
Waffle
tell them what
House
we
is
did last
great.
night.
What did we do last
Tell them
night?
what we did last night. The horse and buggy.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
The
Wow.
horse was named George, right?
George, right.
Right.
We
Hey,
want to go back and
Now,
do a ghost
now
tour.
did you look at all the horses and then decide you like the one George, or does that happen to be the next guy in line?
didn't really have a choice.
He was our assigned horse.
But we found a new restaurant for anybody who's looking for a great local restaurant in Savannah. It's called the Crystal Beer
Crystal
Parlor,
Beer Parlor. I saw your video on that. Yeah.
1933.
Wonderful.
And it's like walking into Durgan Park. It's got that old look, and it was really good food.
Yeah, it looked like the menu was fantastic.
Yes.
What was that dessert you had, John?
Mila, what was that? By the way, Bernie, thank you for bringing that up. I only got one spoonful of it, and this one. What was it, Nils? What was it called? You
Looked
know
like a
what it was
chocolate
called.
peanut butter cake or something.
Was it a mud pie?
Crystal mud pie.
Crystal mud pie.
The mud pie.
That's good eating right there.
Obviously, Mila was smarter than you because you were playing around with the camera. So while you were playing around with the camera and making all these videos, Mila just kept eating the cake.
Well, I figured out one thing. People like to see food. They don't care about me. Because if you notice, I'm not on camera that often.
Speaking of food, I have to go back and finish my crab cake.
You got crab cakes down here. We couldn't get them in.
We did in Maryland.
In Maryland?
Yeah, but one place they ran out of them.
Oh,
You couldn't get them in Maryland?
Wow.
We did. Yes.
You did get them in Maryland. Do you have any soft shell crabs up in Maryland?
No, not yet. After Mila caught them, we didn't get them. But
That's right. Mila caught them. She was
Yep.
catching. That's rough to say.
She
She's
went
catching crabs, but she was fishing for crabs.
right.
And we missed the Polks. The Polks, we're there. We're down by the Polks on the 4th of July, but our schedules never matched up.
right.
So, and Dawn's a hat lady too, as well. That's
Oh, yeah.
why
She's big. She's a big hat.
Yeah,
lady.
she's very happy with your hat there, Mary Beth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great, great. I have many more to come.
It's good thing,
Okay, you're
good thing you got
stealing
a
my
big
camera
motorhome.
time, guys. Get out of
All
here.
right. We're
Oh, jeez.
You're stealing my
Not
time.
to
Get
you.
out of here.
okay.
Oh,
Bye
my
bye.
God. Finally, we had somebody good looking on the show.
Bring me a soda or something. So anyway,
So what are your highlights this week, John?
Bob, here's the thing I figured out. People down here, the campgrounds, and by the way, Sun Outdoors and Blue Water have been absolutely phenomenal. We're on the water again tonight, just like last week, and they've been putting us in the best sites. But the campgrounds down here, this one tonight is a small one. It's only 450 spaces. We were in one in Myrtle Beach. It was 888 spaces. The campgrounds down here compared to New England are basically resorts. So you don't have to leave the facility once you get here. In New England, they're older and don't have the infrastructure in the room to build these giant places down here. We've noticed a drastic decrease in the age of the average camper. And we're seeing so many families, not just with young kids or young teens, but with infants in strollers, which is absolutely amazing. And the third thing that we're seeing, and Bernie, I don't know if you find this in your sales exploits, but the number of toy haulers down here, it's probably 50% of the trailers that we see.
Wow.
The towables are toy haulers.
That's fantastic, because up in our region, in the north of the Mason-Dixon line, it's probably about 5 to 7% of our towables are toy haulers. But I know down south there are a lot of toy haulers.
Well, and one of the reasons that somebody told me, we kind of said it at the same time, golf carts. People come to a campground. 50% of people are hauling their own golf carts, but they're not just golf carts. They're tricked out golf carts with,
Got a V8 Hemi.
with the wheels and the lights and the sound systems and everything. It's
Well, that video you did with Carl was fascinating, I have to say.
And Carl is not really the exception to the rule. Carl is more like the rule.
Yeah,
and
That's
same thing down
But the
in Florida. They again they need them because the campgrounds are so big.
That's
Right.
right.
we don't we got a Normandy Farms. We got some other big ones, but down there,
Right.
as you said, the real estate is cheap. Let me show a video that just sent in today, John. I would have had probably one of everything in the stand before we get.
Let me set that up, Bob.
You want to
Before you
preface
play it.
Huh?
Before you play it, let me set that up. On this trip, one of the things that we wanted to do was get off of I-95, get off the main highways, and take the local roads. And we talked to people about local food. So when we went to Maryland, we got the crab cakes. When we went to Virginia, we got peanuts. They boil peanuts in Virginia. And somebody's actually my granddaughter Mila said, I want to get Georgia peaches. So we found out, instead of going to the Kroger or the Publix or the supermarket, we sought out a place that would sell right from the orchard. So Bob, if you roll this tape, we will. Hey everybody, the Do It Now 22 tour continues. We are in Kingsland, Georgia. We're at the Camden Tomato House because we've been told that they have the best Georgia peaches anywhere. And when you're RVing, especially when you're on the Do It Now tour, you always try to find something that's different. And why go into a Walmart when you can get stuff right from the farm? And that's what we're doing. Look at these tomatoes. Look at the size of these tomatoes. Okay? Now, we're gonna focus. We're gonna focus on peaches.
But now, if you put it down in the heat, it's going to spread
Okay.
and get sour. But you don't want it in the heat.
And these are fresh. And here's our friend Janice. Janice, you're now a national celebrity on the Camper Report show. So Janice, tell us what makes these Georgia peaches special.
They're from Georgia.
Oh, there you go. So, when you get Georgia peaches in Georgia, you get really the freshest. How long since these been on a tree?
About a week,
About a week. But when you get them up in other parts of the country, it's been
a month or so.
a month or so. So you lose that flavor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's check with these people over here. Young lady, you took a bite of that tomato, of that what do you call this thing? Peach, right?
It's great, great. You have to come to Georgia and come here to tomatoes, right? Camden tomatoes.
Okay, Mila, what did you think of that? It's good? Okay, so
All right.
tell us what else you got here, because we're going to send people, we're going to send all these Yankees down.
Tomatoes, did you show them the big
I
tomatoes?
did, yeah. What makes those tomatoes, how are they grown? Just regular
Yeah, in the field. They're not put in a
hothouse?
hothouse or nothing. They're grown in the field, picked out of the field and brought straight to us.
Okay,
We
so
have cucumbers. We have
where are the
sugar plums.
Sugar, now what are sugar plums?
It's like a plum off of a regular tree. It's not manufactured.
Oh, okay. So you got cukes, you got the little cherry tomatoes and everything else. So tell us, Janice, where you're located. Here, let me get that sign there, Camden Tomato House. And where are y'all located?
Highway 40. It's 945 East North Highway 40, I think.
Okay.
Let me see.
So we'll just get off 95 at exit 3.
Yeah,
Right.
I just know how to get here. I don't know the address.
Okay, same with me. So, you two, tell people to join us for more on the Do It Now tour. Come here, Mila. Say, join us more for the Do It Now tour.
Join us more for the Do It Now tour.
Oh man, I love that anonymous bystander that Mary Beth played. She did a good job.
Just another tourist going to the food stand. I could get the tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes, the peaches. Yeah. All
You
right.
can see that was not very commercialized.
We forgot
No,
to
it
do.
wasn't.
We forgot to do our commercial.
Yep.
we got jumped right in there. So let me do a quick commercial, then we'll bring on a special guest tonight.
We're gonna say hi to our other folks too.
Yeah. Tee them up, Bernie. When we come back, you can run through and say hello and whatever. So
Sure.
our sponsor is Seacoast RVs. They will be our sponsor through the end of this month, and we appreciate this sponsorship this year. And they've done extremely well. They love our audience. You can get yourself a new Cruft Park model home or an Elevation Park model home. Get yourself a Winnebago motorhome. Creating fun on Route 1. They are the Cruft #1 dealer in the country, have been for about 8 or 9 years. You'll find them at 729 Portland Road, as known as Route 1, Saco, Maine, seacoastrv.com. check them out. And thank you to Kenny and Amanda, the owners, and Brittany, the sales manager, and Kendra, the service manager. But you will enjoy doing business with them. All right, Brittany, what do we got on the hotline before we bring Janice up?
All right, great. So Jerry was right on time today, and Jerry Plant chimed in and wanted to know if John survived the Waffle House, and apparently he has. James Conboy, isn't that the guy who makes the wonderful RV roof replacements?
Right, New England RV Roof. Yep.
Yeah. So we love that James joins us on the show. We got Dante Vespignani.
Jim, are you in the campground still? You know, Jim's a camper. You know, one of the things that we really look for is people in this industry who practice what they preach. And
right.
Jim is one of them. He's out there every week. I think he's got a seasonal site, and also the Andros. I posted today a note that I got from Michelle, Chris and Jason and Michelle, the Andro family, have a couple of Montanas and Cougars side by side facing each other. They got tables. They got a living room in the middle. Great cooking setup. Yep. Dante's there. Yep.
Yeah, we got Dante came in, and he's saying good evening, and I think we're going to be chatting tomorrow sometime. Dante, just so you know, got kind of a busy morning ahead of me, but give me a call late afternoon, and we can talk as long as you want. And Mark and Don Polk, you know what I love about these guys? They always log in separately. I wonder if they're that kind of couple that sits on the other side of the living room and texts each other back and forth instead of talking to each other. But we know that they provide fantastic services on RV Education 101.
In fact, Mark is my guest this week on my other show, our other show.
Oh, excellent.
Show, and we're covering a series of 6 videos that he's done for RVing today on his major camper van conversion. Wait till you see what this guy did with a completely hopeless 1978 Dodge 4x4 van. And from the beginning to the end, I was joking with John earlier today when we were taping the promos. It should be absolutely illegal that one man has all that talent. I'm talking, he did the brakes, he did the chassis, the axle, he does the mechanical work, he does the engine work, he built the cabinets, inside the cabinets, he put an air conditioner on a roof that was never designed for an air conditioner, figured out how he could do that, put the plumbing, the solar system in. He had never done a solar system before, got that from Go Power, put that in. Wait till you see what he's done with it.
He's a true RV expert on every aspect. It's just extraordinary the amount of knowledge he possesses. We have Ryan, Amy Hadley. So that's 2 people that actually probably sit next to each other in the living room. So
well, they're sitting next to each other on vacation down Cape Cod. So thanks for joining us on your vacation. I know he's been having a phenomenal time with his 4 children and his wife at the beaches and the brew houses and checking out Cape Cod down there.
Yeah, Lisa Tavicoli. I had the pleasure of meeting her a couple of weeks ago. What a creative, interesting woman, and I hope we are able to get you camping out there real soon. We talked about Dawn. We got Tim's RV from Irving, Mass. So what is this comment? Are you okay?
He's shaking his head saying, wait a minute, I thought the kid was on vacation. He's sitting there. But he's probably got a Cape Cod craft brew in his hand. He's probably sitting on the Cape Cod beach with his tablet in his lap.
He said he's drinking beer by the fire right now.
Don't feel too bad for him.
No, not too bad.
Roy from Silver Moose. Jim's getting all excited. He's getting close to the 65th Airstream International Rally up at Freiburg Fair here in a couple of weeks, and I'll be going up there, and hopefully we'll be broadcasting there from the Freiburg Fair with Justin Humphreys from Airstream, who will be up there representing management.
So it sounds like we could probably do this all day long, but we need to get Janine on board here. I'm so excited to have her. I haven't talked to her in about a year.
We got Tony, we got Tom again, Ryan.
We got a lot. Tom Zabrowski, and who else we got here? Monica Mahler.
Yep, Monica. Hello. Yeah.
Monica Mahler McGillicuddy. What a name. The Triple M.
And Kim Foley McKinnon. We're going to have Kim on soon because her new book, 100 Things to Do on Cape Cod Before You Die. She's got that book out. So let's jump in and bring up the, what do we call her? The camper in chief. Bingo. Well,
Turn her
did
mic
I?
on.
I'm sorry, Janine. I had your mic off. Now you're on.
I'm on. Hi, everybody. Hi, Bernie. Good to see you.
It's so great to see you. Fantastic. I saw you at the Boston show last year, and you were busy, and so many women are so interested in what you're doing out there, and rightly so. It's
Bernie,
just
2
amazing.
years ago now.
2 years ago. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, just well, we were up at the Boston show last year. We got
Yes,
big
you were.
plans for the Boston show this coming year.
Mhm.
Lots of fun things going on at Girl Camper, and I'm just a girl camper myself, trying to get out there this summer and get some camping.
Hey guys, it's July, and Janine, you were at the Boston show in January. January and July, both in 2022.
Oh, okay. That
Okay.
was only 6
Technically
months ago.
speaking, it was last.
I
show.
know it's a little detail. I know.
Wait. She wasn't at this most recent show.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was.
I thought it was
She was there.
here before
Diane
that.
McNamara was there. Yeah.
That's right.
No, she was there.
She
I know.
was
January.
there.
I was thinking about that today because
Tommy. No, I'm right.
Yes, I think I remember, John. I gave a talk on 10 things to think about before you sign on the dotted line when you're buying an RV.
Right. But she was up on the second floor.
No,
That was 2 years ago.
we haven't used the second floor since COVID hit. We were on the,
but she was
on the
there.
main floor. I had 2 stages, one for the lifestyle where Janine was, one for the technicians where Bernie and Ryan were.
Well,
Yes.
I'm not right. I'm not right. I ain't
Yeah, I
right.
guess so.
Well, that was half
Too
right.
many waffles.
The only half was that you showed up at the show.
Yeah, remember we had a little chat. You took some video. Yeah, same show.
Right.
Wow. Man, I'll tell you.
It
It's
happens.
Florida sun. I'm just sitting here sweating.
Janine, what would you like to talk about tonight? I know you're a busy woman. You've been all over, and I know you were scheduled for today's show this morning, and I guess they're going to reschedule you. But
Yeah.
well,
Hey,
but
that's
you know,
showbiz, right? We got bumped at the last minute, but it's a pre-film segment on camping in your backyard. It's just a way to get started camping. It's exploded, right? People have discovered camping. I mean,
Yeah.
I've known it my whole life. You guys, we all promote this lifestyle. Now suddenly it's a thing. So I was on the Today Show. We filmed it, and we got bumped today. So it's going to air. Don't know when, but coming up before the summer's over. I'll tell you after it airs. But we did a segment on getting started camping in your backyard.
Yeah, but look at it another way, Janine. You could have started your day with the Today Show, but you ended your day with RVing in New England. So that's got to be the highlight of the day.
A distinctive upgrade.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, what do you
Well,
think?
I'm always glad to be here. And I just want to come on and say, I want to second everything you guys have said about Mark Polk. The man is amazing. The man, the legend, Mark Polk. I was riveted to the YouTube videos on that van conversion. I cannot believe all the work he did himself.
All himself.
Figuring out the wiring, like just knowing ahead of time where everything needed to go. I was binge watching it. I just had to go on to the next one. It was incredible. The man is brilliant.
It's going to be a classic, I'll tell you. Anybody that's even thinking about doing some of that stuff, and you hit the key word. And when I interviewed him this morning was, you got to think ahead 2 or 3 weeks, because you don't just run down to the camping store and pick out what you need. This thing's a 1978 Dodge. I mean, the people behind the counter weren't born in 1978.
Well, I was so impressed by what he had to do to the van just to make it roadworthy before he even began to convert it to something you could camp in.
Yeah, all that mechanical stuff.
Make his own wiring harnesses and everything.
I dove into it like a Netflix series. I couldn't stop myself. It was so good. But Mark, he is a contributing editor to Girl Camper magazine. We wouldn't want anybody but Mark. The man knows everything about RVing, and he has that super talent of being able to explain things to a complete novice without talking down, but with putting it in simplified terms, explaining not just, what a component is, but why it's important. We just love Mark and Dawn.
And Dawn.
The woman behind the man.
What does Dawn Polk have in common with Mary Beth DiPietro?
I'd have to scratch my head on. They're both married to men.
Yeah. Okay. That's a plus. Yeah.
They're both married to RVers.
Yeah. One that knows what he's doing and one that doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm not going there.
Oh, you're not going there. How about does
Janine,
Dawn...
I got something for you here.
Sure.
Now, you have quite a social network. The girl camper thing is huge. And I just want to let people know what I'm referring to here. So just this coming weekend, Girl Camper has several events going on. One is Kayak in the Cave in Kentucky. Now, everything seems to have like I forget what you call it when you use the same letter at the beginning or the same sound.
Yeah, they like alliteration. The
alliteration, yeah.
Fun. Yeah,
there's a couple of them in here. And then lots to see in Albert Lee. So, and that's in Minnesota. And that's going to be a great event for a lot of folks. And then we have Sips and Serendipity by the Sea in Carmel, California. I mean, this on and on. You guys are partying like rock stars.
Yeah, Dominica, our California girl camper guide. So we have 30 girl camper guides all over the country.
Yeah.
And, the magazine is behind me. And once we inspire people to get out there, we have to create events so they can meet other women and get out there and do their thing. So that's why we started our Girl Camper Guide.
Watch the show. If you don't want to get on, you don't have to.
It's extraordinary. It really is extraordinary how many people are affected by this girl camper phenomenon. And it's not just like a fad. This is a whole lifestyle. I mean, there's so many people and they're so supportive of each other. Someone has a problem and not that I'm a stalker, but I do like to keep an eye because it's so amazing what happens on the girl camper forums is that if someone has a problem, 100 people respond and even give not only just spiritual support, but also sometimes physical and great advice.
Yeah, like someone will have a breakdown and they're like, I'm 30 minutes from you. Let me come out and get you. My husband can tow your thing. I'll pick you up. Like, we'll get you safe. I mean, our community is so strong. We were actually chosen by Facebook as a leading community on Facebook. And it's really hard to maintain a girl camper community of 300,000 women. I mean, that Facebook group is closing in on 300,000 now.
There's your proof. Yep. Now, are you going to do anything special for 300,000? I checked today. You got 291,000. So, is there anything special for when you hit 300,000?
You know what? I should do so. We'll probably do a big giveaway with CAMCO because CAMCO's been a great supporter of Girl Camper way back when Girl Camper was a podcast with 700 downloads a week. Like we were nobody in the world, but we had enthusiasm,
All right, let me give you.
CAMCO saw that, and we'll probably celebrate with CAMCO and do a big CAMCO giveaway.
Let me give you a suggestion. When you are there and you know that we're within a day or two, NERVDA would like to sponsor a special Facebook Live presentation honoring you, and we'll have your best sponsors through the years, especially CAMCO, because I know they've done well with you, Go RVing, and we'll do a half-hour live. We'll broadcast, the notification beforehand, but we'll be glad to handle that for you.
That would be wonderful. I don't like to throw my own birthday party, but if you want to throw me one, I'm thrilled.
we'll throw you the birthday party. I'll tell you what. We'll even let John DiPietro MC it. How's that?
That's good.
The only condition is you have to serve Chef Boyardee as one of the appetizers.
That's a hard no.
I think you better turn John's mic back on there, Bob.
Did I shut it off?
Yeah, because he was yakking to people around him. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Talk
John.
about girl campers. Right next to me, there are 3 girl campers. They're right next to me. I thought it was a little girl and her mom and her aunt, but it was grandma, mama, and a little girl.
Wow.
I don't know her
3
name.
generations.
Oh, and then here comes more of them. So now there's 4 of them.
Now, are they definitely members of the girl camper community, or are you introducing them to it?
No, I'm introducing them to it, but they're.
Well, we should have given you some magazines to take on the
You're
road
right.
with you,
You're
so
right.
you could have been passing them out.
Well,
Although
you
can
but we-
FedEx them to me. I'll be here.
I'd be happy to.
we put this together. We put this whole thing together in 3 weeks, Janine.
Yeah.
It went from a concept to reality, and it's fantastic. And he's doing a wonderful job getting around there. We got campers in. We have RV Pro, Trip Wizard, Easy Mart,
Great app.
RV Business,
Thank
Woodall's
goodness for
Campground
RV
Management.
Trip Wizard.
We've just got a tremendous amount of sponsors. So at the last minute, quite honestly, we named it 22. We put the 22 on there to recognize our sponsors, but understanding that the response was so great, there will be a Do It Now tour in 23.
Now, are you switching? Are you going to be behind the wheel next year?
Maybe we're talking about that. Maybe we'll do 2 weeks in 2 weeks. But yeah, I might get out on the road again and be more participating. But
Well,
somebody
I
has,
loved what
somebody has to
John
run the
was.
control center.
I loved what John was saying earlier, and it really made me think, John, it's so true. When you get down there in the mid-Atlantic, the campgrounds are spectacular. I want to do a fall tour. I want to jump on the road, like mid-September and just go down the East Coast and all those beautiful resort campgrounds.
Yep, they are resorts. They're not really. I mean, this one has 2 restaurants, right, young lady? 2 restaurants here.
We have
A tavern that they're having karaoke now.
Because the
then,
tavern sells. Hey, John.
We came
John.
here for dinner. It was great. Oh, trivia. Yep, and beer.
John, ask her
And
if the tavern serves Jack Daniels.
Well, they do have Jack Daniels.
If she knows, it's
No,
a
that's
problem
for sure.
because she sounds like she's 12.
They asked me that because they asked me before, do I want a Jack and Coke? I said, no, I'll just take the Coke. That was
And
at
I'll
5
take the
o'clock
Jack.
when we were
Right.
taping.
Oh, Bob, I
another
think they
show.
probably have it on tap down there.
Jack on
Yeah,
tap.
they-
I don't know.
See, I told if I was on the tour, it would have taken a detour to Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Lynchburg,
Yeah,
Tennessee.
no.
So you can, Bernie,
I
how we doing? How we doing on the comments? Any comments specifically for Janine there?
Well, it's such a great from Kim Foley McKinnon. It's such a great community. I had a girl camper event on Cape Cod this past weekend. That's fantastic. So looks like you have another ambassador you didn't even know about.
Well,
Yes,
she's
Kim
a-
is she's the executive editor of Girl Camper Magazine, and we are delighted to have her in that role because she's killing it. She's just so good at what she does, and it's not easy to keep Janine on task, but Kim
Well, you know,
does it.
Where did
I asked her.
Yes,
Right next to the Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
ask
I
Kim
asked
where
her to
that
join us
event
tonight.
was?
Well, I did ask her to join us tonight, and she was tied up. But Janine, give us a little 30-second overview. This is a brilliant woman that does an awful lot of publishing and writing. But I'll let
Well,
you
she
give
just
the
published. Kim just published her 10th book. She's already working on 11 and 12. She is also the president-elect of the American Society of Travel Writers, which is no slough job there.
Oh my
She's the
goodness.
executive editor of Girl Camper Magazine, and she has brought the quality of our writers up through the roof. We have so many wonderful writers reaching out to us now to contribute articles to Girl Camper Magazine, and Kim is just a gold mine to us. And in addition to that, she's the Girl Camper Guide for Massachusetts. So if you want to camp in Massachusetts and Cape, Kim is your girl.
Bernie, I'm
must
telling
be,
you, Bernie, I tell all the dealers.
Yep.
These ladies do the Girl Camper College. We did one a few years ago at Lee's Family Trailer Sales. Dealers can sign up. It's not a lot of money, but you could do one. You could be the sponsor up in Merrimack. Get Eddie to free
I
up a
would
couple
love
of
that.
bucks on a Saturday morning. You do a Girl Camper College. You bring Janine up. You bring Kim will come up automatically, and they'll go out to their
Inside
tribe.
her books.
300,000 people, and say, come meet Janine and Kim
Wow.
at Campers in Merrimack. And I'm telling you, they're like the Pied Piper. People drove 2, 3, 4 hours to get a picture with Janine and Kim.
Oh, that was crazy. But here's the fun part about that camper college. What we do at a camper college is we try to demystify trailer ownership. Like the whole goal is just to take the people who are out there, like, oh, look at these women. They're having so much fun. I want to do this. What's involved? So we take them through the camper, like literally starter stuff. Like this is where the water goes in. This is how you plug it in. This is where the water comes out. This is the black tank. This is the gray tank. Here's a surge protector. Once we walk them around the trailer, all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's it?
They can do
I
it,
just
yeah.
thought it was bigger. I thought it was more complicated. And it's the first step. After
when you
we do
do
that, then after
But
we
Janine,
do that, then we work on helping women, and it's not just women, overcome their fear of towing. That is the number one thing that keeps people from joining us on the road. They have a fear of towing. So that's our next challenge with our
Right. So
camper.
you're creating more resources for that.
Stop right there, Janine. I'm going to try something out here.
Oh.
Beep, beep, beep. Where are we?
Oh, we got to do our 7:30 break, Bobby.
We will do that right after this. Okay.
I'm Janine Pettit, founder of Go Camper and editor-in-chief of Go Camper magazine. I am also an ambassador for Go RVing, and I help newbies get out there and go see America in an RV. One of the things people tell me all the time that stops them from becoming an RVer is the fear of towing. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to overcome your fear of towing. Number 1, get in the right headspace. A lot of people think towing is an exceptional skill that only special people possess, but it's not. 1 million RVers a year take to the road in an RV, and it's just something you have not learned yet. Number 2, start your training online. Head on over to YouTube and type in how to tow a travel trailer. Learn the components of the hitch and the principles of towing. How far do I have to pull out before I pivot so I don't jump the curb when I'm pulling out of a gas station? And then, tip number 3, make sure when you're ready to hit the road, you get a reputable RV dealer to help you make sure your tow vehicle and your RV are a good match and that your hitch is properly installed. For the rest of my tips on how to overcome a fear of towing, head over to the scenic route at Go RVing. Happy trails!
That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit more about towing, because you're right. That it's amazing how many people are afraid to tow anything.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, and it really resonates with them. Inherently, towing is not dangerous. If it was, U-Haul would never let every person that walks in there with a valid driver's license and a credit card pull away with a little trailer attached to their car. So that actuaries have figured this out, and that if that was dangerous and causing accidents, nobody would be doing it.
And they do very nicely. Yeah.
Yeah, the reality is that people do it every day, and a good starting place is to just head over to U-Haul and rent one of the little tiny ones, drive it around your own town in the middle of the day when there's not heavy traffic, and get a feel for it. So that's a good way to start.
Perfect. I love it. Simple, right to the point. Another suggestion I make for folks too is if they're towing something a little bigger, is get up early on a Sunday morning and go into a mall parking lot and spend a couple hours yelling at each other, figuring out how to back it up, how to turn it around. But you'd be surprised how quickly you can actually learn how to do that.
And another thing is to stay close to home when you get started. If you're new to towing, you don't want to make your first trip, New Jersey to Wisconsin, last weekend, and with gas prices now too, I think everybody is exploring their own backyards. I camped in Cape May last weekend, an hour and 45 minutes from my house. Fantastic. Straight Parkway. It was so much fun.
That's fantastic. You always being more proactive than reactive. People are intimidated. They are kind of unsure in what direction they want to go in, or like how they're going to approach this thing. But you take it step by step by step, nice and easy, little bits at a time, and it's a lot easier to
Bernie,
digest.
an important thing is not to let other people get in your head. So a lot of times we have people who have their own fears, and they're like, oh, it's not safe, it's dangerous, women shouldn't camp alone, you shouldn't tow by yourself, what if you got a flat? Okay, they're projecting their own fears onto you. So you really have to make sure that you don't let others get in your headspace. Trust your own gut, have confidence in yourself, and get yourself a towing mentor. When you're on your first couple of trips, get someone to ride shotgun with you and just kind of keep you calm and tell you you're doing well, and someone who's been at it a while. And just having that mentor do your first 2 or 3 trips with you is going to give you a lot of confidence when you get behind the wheel by yourself.
Yep. All of a sudden, hey, I got this. We can handle it. That's fantastic.
Hey, let me do a quick commercial, because we're really slipping a little bit. But let me briefly tell you that the show is sponsored by Seacoast RVs, as it has been all year. We appreciate the sponsorship. On Route 1 in Saco, Maine, creating fun on Route 1. They sell truck park models. They sell elevation park models and Winnebago motorized units. An incredible service department. They can service everything, including a 45-foot diesel pusher or a little entry-level fold-up camper. You're going to love dealing with Kenny and Amanda, who own the company. You're going to love dealing with Brittany, who is the sales manager, easy to work with and very experienced in the park model industry. And Kendra Smith is a rock star in her own right. She runs the service department, and she runs circles around some other guys that run service departments. So check out seacoastrv.com. All right, questions? Questions for Janine? Did I screw up here?
No, you didn't screw anything up. Hey,
okay.
Hey, I was wondering about John, because this trip that he's on is pretty, insane, and it's fantastic that he's just going for it with his family, and I think that's a lot of the message that Janine brings to her, social culture, is that you just got to get out there and do it, right? You have to make some time to spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones. This is kind of a silly thing, but I know there's a couple of times that John and I have commented on things on the Girl Camper Facebook page, and we kind of got berated for it a little bit. Hey, there's a guy on here, Yep. But I mean, we're just being so supportive, and we're so proud of everyone that's going and taking those chances and to improve their better quality of life, for sure.
Yeah, sometimes when a man jumps on and comments there's just a little overreaction to that whole thing. I mean, our name is Girl Camper, but we want everybody to get out there and enjoy the outdoors. Our group is not limited to just women. I mean, Facebook actually does not allow that anymore. We can't exclude men from the Girl Camper group. We're not allowed to. And, you can't have a boy camper group and not let girls in. I mean, that's just not how it works anymore. But you know what? We all have husbands, sons, fathers, men in our lives who support us. And if you don't have one of those people in your life, that's where our community is so important, because we supply that support to each other.
Yeah, it's just amazing how everyone helps each other and works towards common goals, and they really enjoy each other's company as well.
Yeah, I love to read those posts where somebody writes, hey, I did a thing today, and they have a picture of them with their camper behind them, or I'm heading out on my first trip by myself, and I want to thank you all for all the support, ideas, teamwork to help me have the confidence to go. For me personally, at the end of a day, when I sit down and spend a few minutes myself scrolling that page, those are my favorite posts, that they garnered that confidence from the women in that group. And that makes all of this worth it for me. I didn't set out to work 50 hours a week at 60 years old. Now that I'm doing that, like that's the payoff.
Well, you know, I think you're right, Janine, and it's one of the things that impresses me about the Girl Camper website is when the women have accomplished what they thought they could never do and post that up to the other ladies and the other members of the group. And they show it, and it's a big travel trailer, or it's a small travel trailer, or it's a motorhome. That is my favorite part of the Girl Camper community.
Yeah, it's fun to see, isn't it?
It is.
Janine,
especially one second. Especially the ones who have been widowed, that went camping with their husbands, they lost their husbands, or vice versa, they lost their wives, and they felt that they could never go camping again. And through the community and the encouragement of the women that say, hey, I've been there, I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years, they get up the courage to say, you know what, I'm going to do this. And they learn how to do it. And then they post that first one and say, my husband died 3 years ago. I thought I'd never camp again. And it brings tears to your eyes, but they are accomplishing what they thought they could never do.
I have a little folder of letters, emails that I have gotten from widows and just from women who just never had someone in their life. And sometimes when I'm really overwrought at work and I feel like, what did I get myself into here? I have to go to that folder and read those letters.
Hey, Janine, one thing I think you need to, as my friends down south say, you need to explain is that membership isn't in this group is not necessarily for widows or single or divorced, but in your own case, a happily married woman, your husband just doesn't happen to like camping. So you guys kind of said, okay, well, I'm going to go, no animosity. He's totally supportive. So there's probably, hundreds of thousands of other women out there that are in the same boat as you.
The larger percentage of people in Girl Camper are actually married. My guess, educated guess on this is that probably 70% of the women that belong to Girl Camper are married women. Like when I'm out on a trip, a lot of the women are married and they're like, oh, my husband's fishing or he's home with the grandkids or whatever. Like men take off, they golf, they go fishing, they go hunting, they have their hobbies. When a woman does that, everybody's like, what? What's happening here? It's normal in the male world. So we're trying to normalize that in the female world. And, all women, all people, you need to get outside. You need to have fun with friends. You need to step away from the stressors of daily life, of child rearing, parent care, aging parents, just bills, jobs, all those things. You need to get out and sit around a campfire and have some fun.
Yep. Let me ask you a question, Janine, because the growth of the organization has truly been fantastic. So from the day you started, give us the date. You now have you're closing in on 300,000 members. So in what time frame was that? When did you launch?
I started Girl Camper in January of 2015.
How about the Facebook page?
That Facebook page, I think it's only 3 years old.
So
wow.
At the rate
I had a different Facebook page. And then I thought, well, let me start a Girl Camper podcast Facebook page. Let me start a separate Facebook page about the podcast. I don't even remember why I started a second group. I think it was just to talk more about nuts and bolts, And I think that Facebook group is 3-4 years at the tops, old.
So let's add some more flavor to your getting close to the 300,000. Imagine if half of those people shared an invite to their friends and said, I want you to join Girl Camper. Then maybe it could be really close to 500,000. So why don't you and I offline talk about a contest that as you approach, we're just, we're the fluff in this whole thing. But as you approach 300,000 members, which is absolutely stunning in 3 years. Let's come up with another, we'll still do the live presentation. Let's find some kind of a contest, a sweepstakes that we can push out to your members and see how many share their experiences and see how fast we can get you to 500,000.
Oh, I don't know that I'm in a rush to get to 500,000. Honestly, the bigger your group gets, the harder it is to maintain. You can imagine the number of posts that get pulled down in a single day because
Really?
someone, oh yeah, oh my gosh, 50 a day. Because they're sharing, the site where they sell leggings, or they're there's nonsense that goes on. It's a lot of work to maintain a site that big.
Who does your monitoring on something like that?
We have several admins, but the group is so big now, I actually pay someone as an admin on that page, and then Kim jumps in and I jump in, and our executive team scrolls it, and we have all kinds of alerts to tell us if somebody's using bad words or being mean or nasty. And Facebook, I got to tell you, Facebook themselves, they really monitor. I get notices of posts or things that get pulled down because they violate a community standard. So some of them are silly, like somebody wrote something like, there was a mouse in my camper, and the reply was, I would set the thing on fire and burn it down. So Facebook took that down.
Not the message you want to give.
It's inciting violence. It's not in context because they don't know she's talking about there was a mouse in her house and now she can't go in there. But most of what they take down is spot on,
Well, that's good that you do that for sure.
That's funny. There's a mouse in my house. I think Dr. Seuss could write a book about that.
You could write a book on that,
Yeah.
So, we, but it's all worth it because taking that stuff out, which is going to be everywhere. Yeah, that's the world we live in, right? We just accept it. We don't, we just go boom, boom, you're done. We can't, if you don't know how to behave like an adult at this, we're not training grown-ups. Like, you're done. Those were the rules. You're violated. You're blocked. You're never in our group again.
Right.
We just gotta get rid of those people. And then when you sift all that out, what you're left with is people who are really engaged in helping other people, really want help, have great questions, great advice for people. And it's really become a community that is very helpful to people.
You're right. It's an amazing community, especially when you all get together, whether it be at a dealership with the Girl Camper College or one of your local ones. I know I had a chance to speak to the group up in Maine last year. Kim put together a package at Sandy Pines Campground, and I had a chance to go in and talk to them about the industry. And we're always available to support you guys on something like that.
That was so much fun at Lee's, wasn't it?
It was
one of my favorite camper college events.
Yeah, we did the Girl Camper at Lee's Family Trailer Sales, and we did the
we did a Go RVing live from there.
Yeah, right. And Kim did a Girl Camper get together at Sandy Pines Campground in Kennebunkport.
Yeah, one of our favorite campgrounds.
Yep. And Bernie, here's another reason why Campers Inn should jump on board with these ladies. You've got 36 dealerships in the country. Can you imagine 36 dealerships doing a camper college?
We just love you to sell the magazine in your stores.
No problem. But hey, John asked me earlier before the show, because he's going to be meeting up with our fearless leader next week, which is really exciting. He's going to be meeting with Jeff Hirsch. He asked me, Bernie, what would you like me to ask or tell Jeff when I see him? Well, here it is. Let's talk and make sure that Girl Camper gets put on our priority list.
We love a dealership that really supports not just women, that supports RVers, because when you're new to it, you want to know that when you leave there after point of sale, you're going to come back and go, I hear a funny noise. I'm not sure what that is. And someone from the tech support is going to come out and go, oh, that's your fan. Let me show you how to, like, that's what you want. You want a relationship with the dealership.
Well, you're right. And it's
Fantastic.
all about the education, and dealers that spend time educating their customers will create customers for life. They will know, and they will remember the people who took the time. And when you have 1 million new RVers in 2 years, 50% of which are first time RVers who had never owned an RV, who had never been in a campground, who don't even know about Girl Camper, the potential is crazy.
And you would not believe the amount of talk that goes on around a campfire about dealerships. So someone will say, oh, I just bought this last year. Well, what dealer did you buy it at? Did you like them? Did they do this? How was your walkthrough? Do they answer your questions? Like the talk that goes on about whether or not they were happy with the dealership is profound.
No, it's a very important part of our selling process at Campers Inn is to make sure that the customer or prospective RVer knows what they're going to do, like how they're going to do it. What are they towing with, and what's their family situation, and how are we going to find them the right camper that's going to work for them is part of it, but also letting them understand safety is going to be the number one priority.
Yeah,
and also functionality, right?
So
Bernie, that's one of our towing tips. You do not leave a dealership without making sure that hitch that you have, the weight distribution hitch, your anti-sway bar, your breakaway switch, that you know how to do that. You can put it on by yourself. I have coached many a woman at a campground trying to put on a weight distribution hitch that they ran through very quickly at the dealership, and she's not able to do it on her own.
Right.
And, I love my recurve from CAMCO because it drops in the top. When you get these ones that go up from the bottom, I can't tell this to women enough, or anybody without upper arm strength. That was a game changer for me, getting that.
The recurve is so easy, isn't it?
So it's such a great product. And so to me, it's not stressful for me now. It would be like, oh God, I don't want to take my hitch off because then now I have to get that weight distribution and it's so hard and I can hardly get the thing up. It was a game changer. So you really need a reputable dealership who's going to make sure that the hitch that you have is the proper hitch for the trailer that you bought in the tow vehicle you have, but that you are able to get it on and off by yourself and make a video of it so you don't miss any steps.
Absolutely.
We are coming right to the top of the hour, but I'd be remiss, Janine, if I didn't have you talk a little bit about the Factory to Fabulous seminar that you do at the show, but also the importance, the renovations that your women do to the RVs.
Well, this always cracks me up because just women, we're nesters. I'm sorry, I'm being generic here. Like, that is a skill that women have. Most women, my husband always says to me, honey, if I gave you a cardboard box, you'd make it into a home. I would. If I were homeless, I'd have a great cardboard box. I would just make it. When we buy an RV, I don't know why you would treat it any differently than you would a home. Nobody goes into a house. My husband and I just downsized, and I redid every single room in the house that we purchased to make it to our taste and our style. And I know that your wife did the same thing there. So when you get an RV, why not treat it like that? Put wallpaper up, paint the wall, throw a backsplash on the thing, make it your home. You want going to be on the road a long time. There's our girls. Don't they look fun? Yeah. I mean, are they having a blast? That's some girl power. I love seeing those photos. So make your RV your home. People are afraid to do it because they're afraid that somehow they're going to devalue it, but you're not. You're not. No one's going to not buy it because you painted a wall, because it's a can of paint. Paint it back.
Well, no, they're better when your girl campers get done with them. They're better than what came out of the factory.
Well, I've seen the opposite. I've seen people who have an old RV. Oh, I think I'm going to sell this, and they'll spend 2 weekends like painting it, putting up some trim, changing out the window treatments, and suddenly it sells for $3,000 or $4,000 more.
That's amazing. Well, Janine, I want to thank you for coming on. You're always
Bob, it's always a pleasure.
You're a phenomenal guest. We try not to run too far over 8 o'clock because of our great fans that join us every week. And Janine, Lisa says, great to hear you and your enthusiasm. I really learned a lot from you, from your classes when the conference was online. Thanks very much.
That was fun. Yeah, thank you.
And Jim Roy, our friend at Silver Moose, says,
I love Jim.
Yes, we're going to be with Jim in a couple of weeks at the Airstream rally up in Freiburg, Maine.
Don't let him make you a tequila sunrise.
Yeah.
Just telling you. You heard it here.
Oh, yeah. All right. But he's going to be exhibiting Silver Moose restorations for the first time. And he's got a lot of T-shirts and locks for the doors. And
and I have loved watching Jim's trajectory in that. And, I had the pleasure of
isn't it crazy?
Camping with him and Marlene, and his own Silver Moose Airstream is phenomenal.
Yep. He's kind of like, I put him in that kind of class with Mark Polk also, because he is so dedicated to doing things the right way. He is focused on his customers. He renovates these amazingly old Airstreams, and when they get done, it's just, it's priceless.
Your works of art.
It's a special skill, right? His team up there is growing. He's putting more gravel down. He took down a bunch of trees because he's got so much business, and we love to see him grow. And I'm looking forward to seeing all his team and Jim.
I wish I could come up and visit for that one. That would be great.
Well, you should. You should come up.
When is it happening?
Freiburg Fair. I will tell you. Let's see. In July, it is 65th annual. It is the 23rd of July through the 29th of July at Freiburg Fair. So it's up there in Maine, but that's
maybe
a great
I'll
place.
Sneak away.
Huh? Maybe sneak away, And maybe, if you can't make it, maybe Kim can make it, but it'll be a fun time. And like I said, we will broadcast live from there.
Well, Kim and I will actually be in crunch time because the fall issue of the magazine goes to the printer August 1st. So that could not be a worse week. We are like grindstone that week, but there could be a miracle if we could finish early.
Well, I'll carry a banner. John or Bernie, before I hit the closing commercial, anything you want to add to the conversation tonight? Janine, thank you very much.
Thank you, all of you. Bernie, it was great to see you again. And Bob and John, you're always at the top of my list. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
We'll be at Campers Inn on Friday morning, 10 o'clock, live here on the Nerve the Facebook page. Tune in. Jeff Hirsch will be our guest, and we're looking forward to a great event.
All right. Make sure we promote the hell out of that tomorrow, John, and we will see you down there.
And just send me a text so I remember, and I'll share it on Girl Camper.
I will do that.
Right. We will post it a couple of times because they're one of our big sponsors on the Do It Now Tour 22. And thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of the week.
Evening, everyone.
Yep. Enjoy. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.